Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Some of you. I mean, literally 12 hours ago, we were hanging out, hugging, and just having a good old time. Say good morning in the chat. Say good morning in the chat. Say good morning in the chat. Say happy hump day, happy Wednesday, happy day, whatever you want it to be. Man, it's a happy day. It is a happy day. One might think that I'm tired. I'm not tired. I'm not, maybe just a little. Let's just be honest, maybe a little tired. By the time I got home and undid the car and actually settled, Mike. I know, I love that little commercial. Let me make sure what up, Chet? Chet's back in action. Bethany, Fran. Who else did I see last night that was there? Who else do I see? Sherry's on her way down to an investor meeting because that's just how Sherry rolls. Chet's down there too. I think he's down there. He told me he was going down there. He told me he was going down to see you, Sherry, and I was a little pissed because I was jealous, to be honest with you. I was a little jealous that he was doing that and I wasn't. But it's okay. It is okay. I'm gonna be there. Belinda. Good morning, Belinda. I gotta call you, Belinda. I will call you today. Thank you for your referral and want to touch base with you on that. How many of you, for those that were there, oh, Karen was there. I see you, Karen. Karen with that hat on. That's why I didn't recognize you first, Karen. You were camouflaged with the hat. I see you now. Jill was there. A couple of you coming in now. Some of you coming in now. I'm gonna give Karen and Bethany. Who else has not posted their video? Chat has not posted his video. Did you post it, Chat? Okay, I didn't see. I gotta take a look. I was seeing who tagged me. You're supposed to tag me, so that's my easiest way for me. As much as I love you all, I can't go through everybody's Facebook and search for you. So I just if you tag me, then I know you did the assignment. You did it. Jill's like, I don't know about this. I had them scared out of their mind yesterday. All I shouldn't say out of their mind, but they were a little nervous. They didn't like me too much for a little bit when I made them have to talk in front of people, and then they had to talk about themselves, and then not only did they have to talk about themselves, is I asked them a question that they had no idea about, and they had to answer in front of people. And then you know what I made them do, Sherry? I made them record it, and somebody was videoing them while they were doing it. I was so close, Sherry. I was so close to making people go Facebook Live because, like, that would have just look at Chet. Chet was like doing something. He goes, he's like, what? Yeah, yeah. That's another level. So don't you guys? You better practice because in 2 months we do this again. So if you missed us in 2 months, or if you missed us, we will be back again in May. Next month, though, we're doing it online. So for those of you, Dennis, Michelle, Fred, David, James, Latrice, for those of you who aren't John Hart, I want to say Jim, John Hart, we're going to be doing it nationally on Zoom. My goal is to have 75 people. So I was, you know, I was happy last night, all. I'm going to share with you a little bit because Cullen has stood me up, so I had to come up with something real quick in the last 30 seconds. So this was something that just popped into my head on today's mindset. And don't you worry, all. I texted Cullen, and it was a very nice text. Let me just tell you. So what I thought of David was this, and I don't know where this is going to go because it's going to be some engagement. But there was a picture here that somebody took well, I know who it was. It was James who took a picture of me, but he took it in a certain way. And the picture he took, I'm going to share with you my screen here. No, not participants. Let me share with you my screen so you guys can get an idea. What up, D? I'm waiting for D's video too. Some of you, I'm going to be hunting you down to put your video out there. Let me hunt you down. All right, so let me do. Dee really didn't like me too much last night. She was one that didn't like me at all. So I'm going to share with you this picture because this was the picture that came into my head while I was on the treadmill. And I thought James did a really good job of really kind of like you've seen, the GoPros what it looks like from the player's perspective, the helmet cams and everything else like that. So this was kind of the perspective of, for me, what it looks like when I'm looking at you all. And you all don't know this, so a little behind the scenes. I want you all, I want you just to close your eyes. Okay. Now you're driving, Manuel. Don't even try it, Manuel and Sherry. But everybody else who can, don't be embarrassed because if you don't like your eyelids or whatever else, just close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes too, so I won't even look at you. For those of you driving, now's not the time to practice this activity. Just go with it. Okay. So for those that come on late, just tell them to close their eyes. They're gonna be like, "What did I walk into?" So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to create, like, start thinking about your dream. What does your vision look like? What is it that you're wanting to do? Where are you at? Is there an event you're trying to create? Is there an activity you're trying to do? Is there a vacation? Is there a dream job you're doing? Are you like with are you with Sherry and you're going through an investment property and she's pointing out we're going to do this and we're going to flip this and here's our ROI and just having some really great conversations in reference to the investing world. Maybe you're here with Chet and Chet's got this. He's helping my clients on this new builder program where you can buy the land and build the house and he's got all this thing and maybe Chet, you're sitting there on the conference table and it's one of those deals like that is it's just magical and you see these people's excitement because it's a new construction, it's their dream and that's you want to match people's dreams. Maybe you're with Bethany and you're helping in Bethany, you're helping so many people and you got a group coaching session. Maybe you're with Dennis and Dennis is helping his buyers that he's always wanted to help, or he's living the lifestyle and he's taking care of his family. Maybe you're Fran and you're taking your family on a Disney cruise because you've made so much money that that was one of your dreams. I don't know. Whatever your vision is, it could be really tiny too. It could be something small, like I'm going to go on a walk today because I never get to go for a walk. Maybe it's something as simple as I remember I used to close my eyes and say, I don't want to drink for 12 hours today. God, could you just help me not drink for 12 hours? And sometimes I couldn't even do that. So I had to just do 1 hour. Maybe that's you today. Maybe it's you paying off a bill. Maybe I'm debt free. I don't have any financial obligations. Maybe you made your last payment for your car and you're done with it. Whatever that vision is, I want you to think about it right now. I want you to really feel it. No matter how big it is, no matter how small it is, you're feeling it. Maybe you're like John Root and you're looking at that moose or elk or whatever the hell he's going to kill next week. Right, John Root? And you're staring at it. How many of you just got that dream, that vision right there in front of you? Now, some of you can open up your eyes now. And some of you went off a video because you're like, man, I'm gonna fall asleep, so I'm just gonna go off a video so I don't show him that I'm going back to bed right now. But I want to share the reason why I made you do this is because when I saw that picture this morning, thanks to James, because he sent me like 47 text messages last night. I really just was exhausted to open up all my text messages. So this morning I read many of your texts and messages and just so thankful for you all. But I saw this picture. And the reason why it spoke to me was because last night was a vision that I had while I was on the treadmill creating an adult study hall. I had no clue what it was going to look like. I had no idea. I just knew that I wanted to do something that would bring people together in person in some capacity and bring value. And so as I was listening to you all, I'm looking at my dream come to reality. I'm looking at my vision come into reality. And Chet said something to me last night. I don't remember exactly how you said it, Chet. We were kind of laughing about it. I was like, I think that's a compliment. And he smiled at me and he's like, no, that really is. He goes, it's pretty amazing how you can get all these people together on a Tuesday night. And honestly, all you really had no clue what it was. I mean, you're just like, well, I guess I'm going to go to study hall. Like, can you imagine? Like, did you tell your significant other, oh, yeah, I'm going to study hall? Wait, what? Wait, you're going to study hall? I don't get it. How many of you have told somebody your dream or your vision and they don't get it? How many of you have talked to somebody and they're like, that sounds stupid. What are you thinking? I remember the first time I mentioned study hall and someone's like, what is that? What are you going to do? I want to be like, it's none of your business. But the other part of me was like, I have no idea. I don't know yet. But I know that this is something inside of my head that I want to do. And wherever it goes, God's going to just line it up for me. And so when I was standing up there behind the scenes, I'm watching, David, my dream come into reality. And I said to myself, how lucky of a person I am that I'm living my dream right now. I'm living my vision as we speak, as I listen to you all, as I watch your face reactions, and you all go so freaking uncomfortable. And you would think that I just told everybody to show me their bank accounts. And it was just like, you want us to what? I have to talk out loud? I have to do this in front. Wait a minute, my phone? You want me to take videos with my phones in front of people? Jill's like, Brock. Jill like came over to me. Like Rebecca, this Rebecca girl came over to me. She's like, I just want you to know I hated it and loved it all at the same time. And I want you all to understand this. The reason why I wanted you to think about your dream and your vision is because I want you to write this down. It's possible. Yes or yes, every person in here, every person's dream, every person's vision, every person's idea, concept that you have, it's possible. And it's only possible to the person you talk to in the mirror. So when Tony's driving up north, I don't know where the hell this guy's going, but he's an amazing mortgage broker up north in Michigan, and he fricking talks to people like magic. And I got to hear him in Alabama. Was it in Alabama? Yes, it was in Alabama. And I want you to just look in that rear view mirror for those of you who are driving. And I want you all to say to yourselves, it's possible. It's going to look weird. I don't care. It's possible. Tell yourself right now, it's possible. Whatever dream you fricking had in your head. And correct me if I'm wrong, Dennis. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler. But there was no police. There was no siren saying, "Hey, wait a minute, you're speeding in your dream. Your dream is too big. You need to come back over here." I used to tell people all the time, "Why do you have so many alarms?" One of the lines Bryce tells me now, which is funny and not funny at the same time, because I tell him, I say, "Well, because I can." Like, why do I have so many alarms? Because I can have so many alarms. Bryce, why are you doing that over there? Because I can, Dad. I'm like, damn it, yeah, I guess you can do that. Okay. Let's bring it back over here though, because I want you not to do that right this moment. One thing I know for sure, not only is it possible, but you can and you can't both exist. Both those opportunities take place for you all. And it's only you that decide. See, Tyler didn't share a little bit about his side of the story, but he was sharing me last night because I didn't really know. And for those that don't know, Tyler was our sponsor last night. He works for a roofing company. He owns a roofing company. And the crazy thing was about the story was him and I met on an airplane. And some of you might have heard my story because wasn't really, he didn't really know so much about this show at the time. And Tyler, I shared with them, you and who you were as a person and how I met this guy in the airplane. And I shared this. Where is Hunter on here? Where's Hunter? Is Hunter on here? I don't even know. I got two screens up. But I was sharing this with Hunter. I don't know where he is, but I shared this with him and I said to Hunter, and this is really important because this is a small little thing here. I told Hunter, he works with Jared and Robert from last night, and I said, Hunter, he's a young kid, 20 some years old. I don't even know. I said, can I put something on you? Can I share something with you? And don't all take your videos off now because now you're like, oh my God, why? Don't look at me. Some of you do look good though. Is he said, I said to him, I need you to dress up, man. I need you to dress up. Like, stop showing up to work in a sweatshirt. Like, I need you to dress up when you come there. You're a young kid. Like, it's in the details. And the reason why I say that is because when Tyler sat down next to me, he was in the middle seat. I said, looks like you got the short straw, bud. And so he sits in the middle seat and he leans over and he shakes my hand. I didn't know his reasoning behind it until he says, there was a man dressed in a suit. And you know me, I don't wear a suit, but I have a sports jacket on. So that's why I wear a sports jacket because it's the easiest thing to dress yourself up. He goes, you're wearing a suit, and I thought that you were somebody of importance. Now, we all know I'm not some magical celebrity athlete type of thing, like some sort of magical person. I put my pants on the same way we all do. But because I pay attention to detail and because I don't care where I am, it was an early flight. I dressed the part. I dressed because it's a small little detail. Because if I didn't dress and I was wearing a sweatshirt and I had my head on backwards, is it possible that Tyler doesn't shake my hand and says this is just another average guy sitting down next to me? I don't know. Maybe we talk, maybe we don't. But I challenge you all that your vision could be as small as just I'm just going to work on dressing up 5 days a week. I'm going to work on getting up instead of hitting my snooze 13 times. I'm going to knock it down to 10. Maybe I'm going to take my alarm clock and I'll put it across the room. Now, some of you are probably not going to like this because I'm on the verge of something new, and some friends going to get upset with me when I say this. I'm thinking about not even touching my phone until 8 o'clock. I know. See, I knew Fran. We're gonna have Latrice. We're gonna have some people who aren't gonna be happy with that because I text a lot of people in the morning. But what I've noticed is when I'm texting and engaging, I'm like any other human being, and I get distracted. And next thing I know, like I'm looking at a video, and then I'm like doing something else, and then I and then I see some Jets news, and I'm like, well, let me listen to what the New York Jets are doing. And then I'm like listening to this thing over here, and I was just like, damn. And this is gonna sound frivolous, but I freaking just lost 5 minutes. What the hell am I doing? And I take the phone and I throw it on the couch. So Fran sometimes will be like, I haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? I said, and I'm always like, yeah, everything's fine. It's just like I scolded myself because I was on the phone, and the only way to do it is remove what's causing me to do it. Okay. When I was in my drinking days, and I want to shout out, I'm not going to tell the person's name, but somebody came up to me and said, I finally stopped. I listened, and I just want you to know, I'm not going to get emotional, but I get real emotional when people change their life. He's like, I stopped drinking. I needed that. And he's like, well, I got another problem now because I eat too much. I said, it's okay. Like I just ate ice cream all the time because you need a sugar that happens. And like, it's a process. But you know what? I'd rather overdose on ice cream than overdose on vodka. Okay. Police can't arrest me when I'm driving, eating. Like, I'll take the ice cream and eat it while I'm driving. Yes, officer, this is really good stuff. Right. But if it's the other way around, that's why I write down every single morning, make good decisions. Make good decisions. And sometimes I have to say that every hour. Like, did you make good decisions last hour? Did you make a good decision? Are you going to make good decisions this upcoming hour? What does it look like for your business? I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I told Wendy that I'm gonna make $100,000 a month 3 times this month. And I'm on F in March and I haven't hit it yet. So I've been real pissed. And that's why I just pulled up 5 new listings because I just started getting on the phones and started calling for sale by owners and expireds. And I had this little guy right here who's little Banks, Wendy's grandson. And he called me up on the phone and Alexis says to me, Banks has something to say to you. And I was like, yeah, yeah, Banks. He goes, can we go to the beach again? And I was just like, oh, you just didn't say that to me, did you? Because he's like, I don't know. I'm probably getting in trouble because I'm never good with kids' ages. I don't know. I think he's 3. He's going to be 3. And I said, you want to go to the beach? He goes, yeah, the beach with all the steps. I was like, damn, that was the big house. That was the big beach house. And that's a $10,000 just for the beach house for the week in the Carolinas. And I said, Alexis, I'm going to need a picture because that's how my vision starts. My vision and my dream starts with the picture. It starts with inside my head. So I said, could you send me a picture? And so literally the other day, I got that picture and it goes next to this picture. And guess where they are? Guess where they're at? More better English, correct English. They're at the beach because that was the beach house that we were at last year. What burns you? What gets you fired up? Are you tired of playing small? I say it all the time. I told you to close your eyes. I told you to vision your dream for what it is. I'm living proof that I made up a freaking study hall. I made up something, an idea, a concept, and I stuck to it for 37 days from when the idea came into play until I promoted and asked people and asked people and text people and encouraged people. I don't even know if you look at the ratio of how many times I've mass emailed, mass texted, spent personal time on my vision and my dream, it would be thousands and thousands of people. And less than 1% showed up. But you know what? I don't care because that 1% that showed up, I wanted to make sure that I lived my dream and I did everything I could. And I look back and I was like, I hope everybody got something out of this. It's not my normal thing where I stand in the front and I talk to everybody, but I wanted to create interaction. I wanted to create something different. I want to create an environment that makes people feel like it's such an amazing feeling when you go into these things. Like Tyler met all new people. He's like, man, I never even knew this was over here. You don't know what you don't know. I met Dennis in Nashville, and ever since then, he's been on the show. Several of you I've met, and Tony, I met him in Alabama, and he's always on the show. And then you're going to hear people what I get to hear when we were at last night and saying, man, it's great to see you in person. I see you on the computer screen every morning. It's really cool to see you in person. That's a dream starting to grow. So I want to challenge you all. I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to write this down. I want you to put this in the chat. Write down dream. Only if you're willing to start leaning towards your dream. Only if you're willing to do what I did over here and reach across the aisle, reach across the table and be like, you know what? I am tired of playing small. It's possible for me to live my dream and I'm freaking going to go live my dream and I'm going to go do what I say I'm going to do. And as soon as I get done this, I'm going to start applying it. Whether you talk to artificial intelligence, whether you hire a coach, whether you go see a priest, I don't give a shit what you do, to be honest with you. Just do it. And if you want a good YouTube video, go into YouTube and type in "Just Do It" by Art Williams. It's a great motivational video. When I was a school teacher, David, for 12 years, when I was trying to get out of teaching, because that was my goal, my dream was like, I don't want to teach. I don't want to make $55,000 an entire year. I think there's something bigger for me. Who would ever have thought the old Brock, the young Brock, a teacher saying, I want to make $100,000 three times in this year? Old Brock, teacher Brock, be like, um, hmm, is there enough hours in the day? Like, are you going to go to a different school? Like, are you going to teach at three? Are you going to, no, let's see. You can go to two schools. What are you going to do? Like an evening class? Are you going to start teach? Like, no, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to remove all the fears. I'm going to embrace them. And I'm going to lean into my dream. And so I listened to that video, Just Do It, every freaking day, John Hart. I drove down to West Meck High School and I made a commitment. The beginning of that school year, I was driving around a BMW thinking I was hot shit. I kind of was a little bit because I was making really good money as real estate because I was doing real estate part time and I was making over 50,000. I was making 50,000 as a teacher, but I still felt like I needed something bigger. But I remember driving down to West Meck High School. It was by the airport. It's 27 minutes. And I listened to Just Do It, John Rue. And I would listen to it two times. Then I listened to it three times. And then I listened to it four times. And I listened to it five times. I would listen it all the way down. I could tell you verbatim the Just Do It speech. Because I was the only person responsible for my life. Nobody else was going to do it for me. No matter how much I talked to the principal and said, hey, principal, I'm really thinking about getting out. I'm going to do my own thing. Okay, Brock, good job. Like, they don't care. As much as they don't care because I worked there for 12 years and I didn't even get a little like goodbye, a little thank you card. Thanks for servicing the school for 12 years. They didn't give two shits that I left because I was just a person. So I want you to think about your dream today. This message is for somebody because I had no idea what the hell I was going to talk about. And Grace told me, because Grace likes to leave me some, like yesterday, she told me all, if you missed it before we get on the show, Grace tells me, sir, have a good, you better have a good show today. I was like, okay, Grace, thanks so much for that. Make it a good one today. And then today, before I get on, she goes, Cullen's not here, sir. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful, Grace. You couldn't have emailed me like 5 minutes ago and just told me, like, hey, we haven't heard from Cullen. Like, as I'm getting on, as the countdown 10, 9, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? So this is for somebody, vision, dream, whoever needed to hear today. I was just a blessing that God just said, this is somebody needed to hear it. If you needed to hear it, if you don't mind, put me in the chat. If this message really resonated with you, I want you to put me in the chat in some capacity, whatever season you're in, no matter how old you are, no matter how successful you might be, not successful, no matter how much debt your credit card says, no matter where you are in your life. How many needed to hear today's message? Because it's, as we say through the affirmation, something good is going to happen to me and something good is going to happen through me. And I often change it that God's working through me. And I think today, whatever it is for whoever needed to hear it, it was for you. And if I can help you with your dream, if I can help you with your vision, in whatever capacity it is, text me, reach out to me. I don't think Bethany sent me the sweetest message this morning. And Bethany and I have had a long history. And we had some, I don't want to say some challenges, but she said some things to me. And it was funny because Wendy's like, I thought Bethany didn't, Wendy goes, I thought Bethany didn't like you. I was like, no, she didn't like me. I said, I'm just one of those annoying people that I just kept talking to her. And eventually I figured she's either going to, shit or get off the pot. And guess what? She's here every single morning. She might not like what I have to say. Justine hates what I have to say majority of the time. But you don't hire me to tell you some lovey-dovey stuff. You hire me to make you do the things you don't want to do and to face the hard truth of how things are. That it's not like I don't know what else to tell you. When the sheriff came to my door, like they weren't he wasn't blessing me with flowers. He's like, I gotta give this piece of paper to you. So guys, my contact information is there, my cell phone's there, my email's there. Feel free to reach out to me directly, email me, call me, text me, be like, I need to change the environment. I need to get in better rooms. I need to have a pain in the ass, a thorn in my side like you. That's what I'm here for. So guys, I appreciate you. Oh, and we also have group coaching. Yep, we do have group coaching. That one's $97. It's much cheaper than me individually. I'm just not as intense on you. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being on here. I want to wish you all the very best today. Go crush it today. Go lean into your dream today. Go lean into your vision today. Whatever the hell it is you're doing, just do it. Go get the Art Williams thing. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning once again. And Justine's Tale better show up tomorrow at 8:15 in the morning. Till then, God bless you. See ya.